Hey, what's up everybody? Video 44 coming into another video. Alright, so I'm just going to let my brain fly on the Lakers topic right now because it's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, everybody. And I'm in good spirits, but my team did leave me nothing to be happy about earlier today. And I've talked about it at length. About probably 35 minutes worth of talking. I don't remember how long that video was, but that game essentially had me rethinking everything I had to say about Frank Vogel last year, even though I do believe at times I entered the variable into the equation on this channel that it was not his choice to be running small ball. Now, part of me looks at things a bunch of different ways. I leave room for a lot of different things, variables that is. So in this case, the conventional one is they both just conventionally love small ball. Even though they history in previous places tell us that both of these coaches didn't actually love small ball in any of those other places. But here, they believe in it so much that they're going to run it to the detriment of all things logical. So as I'm looking at this and I realize that we have two different human beings that have this exact same psychological issue, I start to realize that that don't make no sense. That doesn't make any sense, especially given the fact that this is Darvin Ham, someone everybody was waiting to see become a big time head coach. Someone we grabbed from the Milwaukee Bucks, where everybody in that lineup is 6'5" or taller. And I'm saying to myself, and as I said in the video earlier, this is deliberate, and we need to sit on that thought and let it simmer on our heads, because if you sit there on a Christmas Day game on the road and see a coach put 5 guards on the floor, the only thing your mind is naturally supposed to do is look at that coach and say, this is your fault. That's all you're going to say. But having gone through that last year 82 times, and then having an entirely different human being now go through that process again, it's just starting to look like an organizational decision. One that the organization wants the fans to blame the coach for. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, what is going on with this Laker team, yo? Why are they deliberately throwing games and then trying to make it look like it's the coach's fault? And I say to myself, Jeannie, you got some things you need to sort through. When you really look at what's happening here, I don't really know how to make any sense of it other than to start incorporating things that I cannot see every angle for myself to make any sense of. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It starts going into different boxes of, let's say the boxes are labeled different things, is like sabotage, or people are betting on games, or this is a league-wide conspiracy to keep the Lakers down, and Lakers have some internal people helping that process take place. Like I keep coming back to the Trojan horse deal, you know what I mean? That keeps coming back to me, where it's like, yo, nothing makes sense except for some people in this thing is trying to rot it from the inside out, yo. Like literally, when you consider people running small ball on Christmas Day on the road, 5 guards against Luka Doncic, fam, what am I looking at, yo? And look, as a Laker fan, I've seen a lot of strange things, and I know the game can be really, really strange. I know people have been hinting at the NBA being rigged for a long time. I just didn't see it. But right now, I'm telling you, there's no way around this stuff, yo. There is no way around what I'm seeing other than to look at human beings and say, you are crazy, yo. You are absolutely out of your mind. The logically of what you're trying to accomplish is to win. And you're effectively seeing things not be successful, and you are continuing to run those things with consistency. That is insanity. Or deliberate strategy to see reverse results. And that is the only thing that comes to mind for me, y'all. I cannot shake it. I won't shake it, because that's what I see. People are throwing games, yo. And so, Jeannie, while you're distracted, and I say that with love and peace in my heart on a Christmas Day, because I know she has to deal with her back injury. That's what my mom referring to. While she's distracted and has to recover, There are some things for her to really consider in regards to her business. Because I'm telling you, my brain, and I have a very unique brain, I can't make any sense of what's going on with your organization other than people are just deliberately trying to lose for strategic reasons that I really, really hope you are aligned with. I really hope for your sake you are aligned with these reasons, because I don't know what to think of this, man. I don't know what to think of this. I don't. And like I always say, and I've hinted at this on this camera a lot of times, because of how things can be in the world and how ambitious I believe people can be. When you have something like the Los Angeles Lakers, and it's the pinnacle of a certain league, and it's the draw to for the league and all this. When you have it and you don't necessarily know what to do with it, people gonna try to come get it from you. And I don't know how ambitious people can be. I don't know how smart people can be. Sometimes I worry myself with how smart I am when it comes to stuff like this. I would never do these things, but I can fathom them. And what I'm telling you is, it seems like a team trying to take that team from Jeannie, one loss at a time, from the inside out. And so, what am I supposed to say as a fan, right? You look at your team, and you dig deep. You want to know what the hell's the problem is. Why the team sucks. Why does the team suck? Why does the team suck? And you look at all these different variables and you see them leaning this way. You see them make certain decisions. It's like, did I just watch somebody get sold some beachside property in Colorado? Like, yep, seems so. All right, did I watch that happen again? Yep, seems so. Okay, and you keep seeing this and it's like, man, I'm not this stupid. Why are they this stupid? And it's just, you watch this for like 5 years and it's like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, literally, wow. And they won a championship that 1 year, and it's like, okay, that's cool. But the rest of the years, you just so hilariously bad. And this goes back, obviously, before LeBron came. We were hilariously just really, 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 really bad. And now here we are again at this same space with LeBron James. Really, 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 really bad. And it just seems to me, this person, Jeannie, our friend Jeannie, has been sold beach-type property in Colorado over and over and over again. And she keeps buying it. She just keeps putting her money in their hands, yo. And that's what it seems like is happening once again. And I just want her to just listen to the people that truly love what it is that she owns. People who don't have no money wrapped up in it. People just are ourselves, and we love our team. We're just weird little humans. Listen to us, because we're telling you, something's awry in Lakerland. Something is deeply awry in Lakerland. And with all the stuff that's going on, corruption all over the league and different teams being attacked in different ways, or so I perceive it to be attacks, even though they coincidentally just look like circumstances that the teams have to react to. I'm telling you that this looks like some really messed up stuff happening in LA right now with the Lakers. Really messed up stuff. And like I said, the only thing I think Jeannie can do for herself, truly, I really believe this, is fire all of these human beings right now, like today, before they do anything to anchor your team for 5 and 6 years. Because I'm telling you, I think they're mulling over doing something like that. I really do, man. It seems like the next phase of this anchor the Lakers to the ground mission would be get them the overinflated contract of the super injury-prone superstars, so we can complete the trio of injury-prone superstars that will further tank the Lakers for at least another 8 years. I know it's a conspiracy, but when you look at the way this is going, and then you see Jeannie and she's just sitting back smiling and all this stuff, it's like, yo, these people are taking advantage of this woman, yo. Like, literally. And they're running her business to the ground, and that's all I see there. And I don't know how to deny that. I don't know how to sit here and pretend like I don't see that. I don't know how to lie about it. It's not wired that way, people. I don't know what to tell you. That's what this boils down to. Them losses, deliberate losses, and then you think about the interest of what the team would be, and then why they constructed the team leading on 3 people, and then you break down the science behind how difficult it is to build around these 2 particular players, right? Because that's another part of this game, this equation. It's like Bron and AD. When you really break it down, it's literally impossible to build around these dudes properly, right? And so if you come to understand that, you wonder if the people who constructed that knew that. It's like, yo, did they know that? Like, it's a lot of different variables to understand, but now that we've seen it play itself out, it's like, damn, we did everything wrong, and it seems like we did it like in such a way to just keep us a certain way as a team. You know what I mean? It's like it was really, really great or super trash unexpectedly, and then AD gets hurt, and then now we're running small ball to further make us horrible as hell with no pick. Like, you can't tell me this ain't deliberate, yo. As I'm sitting here watching it, you can't tell me I'm not watching deliberate tanking without a pick. And I'm just saying, to what end? Where does it go? Where does it go? What is your plan here? What does that do? When you tank us to this place, what does that do? And where my mind goes is different things. Like, okay, we get to trade AD at a higher price, essentially at the end of the season, because what we can say is, look how much we needed him, how poor we were without him over the course of the last 2 seasons, right? That's one thing that could happen there. And when you go to sell him high, or rather trade him, you say, our team just, even though he's injury prone, he meant so much because we just could not function. When in reality, you could have won just about damn near every one of them games because you had the players to do so, and LeBron James would have probably carried you scoring-wise so long if you would have just kept the size on the floor. Is it a leverage against LeBron James? Is that what the secret here? Is like there's a war between Clutch and Genie, so Genie's like, okay, just run small ball secretly. So like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to nerf all this crap because I don't care for any of it. It's all bull crap. Whatever it is, it leads to nothingness in regards to fans' money going into a product that gives them no reward for their dollar, and that's whose side I'm on. The fans. So we're not buying that war you guys got going on, where you guys think that you can one hand each other up or hand one another or what have you, in this weird Clutch versus Genie. If you just want to fire people, just fire them, yo. Like, that's my thing with Genie Bus. It's like, if you get to a point where you sick of people, don't sit around waiting for stuff to go a certain way. Don't secretly give a dude an extension. What is that about? And granted, I made mistakes on this camera. So I could tell you, if she made a mistake, she just made a mistake. My mistake was to co-sign that. I co-signed that, and I left the video up. I should delete it. But I encourage everybody to go back and listen to me because I made some good points that I really believed. But the assessment of the players is what it really boiled down to. And these players are cool if used correctly. So it's like, I don't think he should have been given the extension, but I also don't know if he's to blame. And so we go back to that big old circle of who's to blame. I don't know. It's Genie, this environment, no one can flourish in this. Where no one knows who to hold who accountable. Everything's a secret. Don't even know who's hurt, why he's hurt. Holding everything to the chest, but you want everybody to be forthcoming with their money, right? You gotta pay them tickets. I keep bringing it back to that because them tickets are hella expensive. And y'all make them expensive so you can keep a certain element out. But that element is the element that actually loves the game enough to tell you that there's something very much wrong and that you should take a look at it. You know what I'm saying? The classism just keeps you at a disadvantage. It's the poor people who can see the dupe. It's the poor people who can see the con coming from a mile away. That's the disconnect. We can tell you what's coming your way because we know how the streets game people every day. We're getting gamed by everybody as poor people, so we know when rich people are getting duped. And it looks to me like Genie getting duped. I'm just telling the truth. And I think the best way for her to do to handle business is get paranoid when that happens. You get paranoid. You cut off everybody. And then you pray. You figure yourself out. Straight up. You cut everybody you think, you don't disrespect people, but you got to retreat and figure yourself out. Because you don't know who to trust. And everything that this is showing me is she can't really trust the people she's trusting in that organization. Somebody ain't right. I don't know who it is. But somebody is pointing them in the wrong direction. And I think they're doing it on purpose. I really believe that. And so, Darvin, I don't know who's telling you to put 5 guards on the floor, man, but you are hurting your career, brother, because I would never hire you for my team for this. After seeing this on Christmas Day, I would never hire you, bro. I'm going another direction. It's Darvin Ham on the list, somebody else on the list. What did he do on Christmas Day with LeBron James in year 20? They had 5 guards on the floor against Luka Doncic and Christian Wood. And what did Christian Wood go for? Four blocks, 2 steals, 30 points, 7 assists, and 8 rebounds. And what did Luka have? He had like 39 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists, and a bunch of threes. And who did he have on the floor? He had Patrick Beverly, Dennis Schroeder, Lonnie Walker, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James. Are any of those people taller than 6'8"? Luka Doncic alone is about 6'8". So, what else? I mean, what's there for me to say? It speaks for itself. The action itself tells you what you need to know. People didn't want to win. People putting people up to do things that deliberately lose. You know what I'm saying? People put people up to do things that don't win. Just like last year. And then allow those same people to take the blame for it. So now, as a fan who thinks conventionally, as a fan who's thinking logically, as a fan who's just looking at this with the information that's given to me by everybody who's talking, for the most part, I'm gonna be like, all right, Darvin Ham is doing something I don't like, and I'm gonna boo him, and I'm gonna say he needs to be fired, and all that looks very conventional. I felt that way last year with Frank, but I just don't think I can be fooled twice, man. I just don't think so. I don't think you can run that game on me twice. No, not this brain. So now Jeannie's gonna have to figure out how she can regain the trust of all of us. That's what it comes down to. She's gonna have to regain our trust, because this is ridiculous. I don't care to question who to blame. Just like I said in the video earlier, I don't care to question that. That's not my business. I just know who's in control, and it's the owner. It's the owner. So she's got to hire some people that really, really want to make a name for themselves in the business of basketball. Not people who have an agenda of their own and enemies and all different types of weird stuff that would make it so that they'll be leaning in one way or another. Because that is what feels like it's happening here. Politics have just infested itself in our franchise. And people are doing things outside of the interests of the franchise to align with the franchise because of their partnerships. And I'm telling you, as a Laker fan who really loves this thing, that evil needs to go. Simply put, that evil needs to go. That's not what we do here. We ain't about none of that. That's not what Kobe gave 20 years for. That's not it. That's not what we're doing here. So take that back to hell from which it came. That's how I feel as a Laker fan. It's leading us to nothing but losses. On a Christmas day where everybody's supposed to be gathered with their families, having a good time, enjoying themselves, sporting events there, and you look down there and you see a team just deliberately not trying to win, not trying to be competitive. And is it to prop up Luka Doncic? Probably. It's a bunch of different things that this does when you do it this way. You can kill 7 birds with one stone, so to speak. Multiple purposes such an event can provide. And so that's why I look at it. I'm like, man, I'm just not going to talk to people as if I'm looking at things like that. I'm not. That's fine. That's conventional. That's cool. But if you dig a little deeper, you can see that people are doing stuff. You may not know why they're doing it, but you can definitely see they're doing. It's there. Don't like it. And as a fan, I'll speak out. So that's where we're at, man. As far as the technical aspect of it, don't play Patrick Beverly. Don't play Dennis Schroeder so much. Play Wenyen Gabriel more. Play Max Christie more. Play all of that stuff is obvious, man. That's what you do. That's what you do when you want to succeed. But when you don't want to succeed, there are things you can do as well. Those are things we're choosing to do as an organization. So, hey, is it Kurt Rambis? I don't know. People have mentioned Kurt Rambis' name, and all the bad things point back to him for some reason. I don't know if that's the way it goes, but at this point, it's just a matter of Jeannie understanding that wherever she's getting her information from, that's who she needs to stop getting her information from. That's That's the logic I find in my mind at the moment. And I get so frustrated. You have to calm yourself down. You have to speak that matter of factly. You know what I mean? It's either that or start saying curse words and stuff. But it's Christmas Day. I'm sure everybody's enjoying themselves. I am. I'm not in a bad mood. I just have a certain level of energy for a specific topic, and this specific topic means a lot to me. It's the Lakers, and so we don't take Christmas days lightly. We've lost Christmas Day games a lot. I'm not going to sit here and say we've had the greatest Christmas Day record in my tenure as a Laker. I don't think we ever win a record on Christmas. I really don't. But we've had some really good performances. We've had some strong efforts. And today, if bottom 3 Christmas Day game, I'd say bottom 3 of all time for me. In the 30 years I've watched, this is about second or third worst. Yeah, I can distinctively remember one Christmas Day game where we didn't even have a prayer. There was no chance of us winning the game. This was not that. This was not that. This was just us choosing not to be competitive, purposefully, for reasons unknown and unacceptable, for that matter. So yeah, that's what I gotta say, man. Anthony Davis, I don't know, man. I don't even know what I'm looking at. I honestly don't. The chaos going on with this team, I don't even know what to think. I don't know. As it pertains to his injury and what to say in regards to the foot. If he got hurt in the football game, I don't know if that's even true. I don't know if it really matters to be in the grand scheme of things, based on the fact that he's going to be out regardless. But my overall concern is that he just doesn't rush back, man. Just doesn't rush back. Somebody in this organization has to make a good decision, man. Honest to God, I'm just going to be real with you. Somebody has to make an organizational decision that thinks about the future of this franchise. I'm serious, bro. Because you guys are running this thing into the ground. Everybody collectively who's just taking up a good portion of this cap or not, whatever the case may be, even if it's not your fault, if you're contributing to something that's really, really, really going to the ground, man, it means a lot to a lot of people, bro. That's what I'm trying to express here. So while y'all doing y'all business, a basketball thing, your clutch sports thing, you're building your brand, you give them 2 craps about these franchises that you hop around to, man, I'm telling you, it's rough on people who really care about this stuff, brother. It's rough. I get it. It's just business. You're making billions. You don't care. But I'm telling you, when you break this stuff down and you care about the science of it, you just want to see good ball and you just want to, talk about it in your phone or what have you, from my perspective, it's an absolute nightmare discovering petty corruption type stuff. That's the last thing I'm trying to unearth when I'm talking about sports. I'm trying to get away from that aspect of my mentality. You feel me? Like for somebody like myself, I go to sports, so I don't think about all that behind the curtain nonsense. And when you get to sports, and that's exactly what you find. It's just disheartening, man. Like, honestly, I can't even get away from that even when I go to my recreational stuff to enjoy, man. That's what it really comes down to. And scripted basketball is not fun for me. I don't care for scripted basketball. I was talking with my uncle today, man, talking about that. I don't want to watch WWE for that exact reason. With respect to everybody who enjoys wrestling, I'm not a fan at all. I want my sports to be just authentic. I just care to watch guys strategize and compete and get themselves in the best possible condition to do so. Maybe that's what they're doing, but when you script who wins and who loses, it takes away the competition from it, don't you think? And it takes away the science of the game. It takes away the science because you're not actually watching things happen because of certain occurrences. It's not a reactionary because this happened, that happened type of thing no more. So what you're breaking down isn't actually art. You're just looking at moving numbers on a board as they accumulate. You know what I mean? It's like, that's supposed to happen. And that's supposed to happen too. Why? Because we want to do this deliberately. It's like, that's not the game. That's not what we enjoy. That's not what we see out there on the basketball floor when we go out to different places and watch recreational ball or play it ourselves. That's not what's happening out there. If we don't play defense, hand down, man down. If we don't box out, Certain things are just going to happen, but when you watch this manipulated 2022 NBA basketball crap, that's not what you're going to see. That's not what's there. You see choices to strategize specifically so that is not possible. In fact, they will eliminate that from the game and place there what they want you to see. And to be honest with you, it taints it, man. It taints it completely. I don't know how many of these dudes can actually compete with real competitors from the past when I consider all the manipulation that I think I'm looking at. You trying to tell me he can compete with that dude when them dudes just throwing clotheslines at each other and knocking each other out of the sky, when this league literally lets them basically prance around like synchronized dancers? Like these are synchronized swimmers out here we watching. The way they fall on the ground after a jump shot and the referee just whistles it. I'm watching dudes fall on the ground lightly. They're not even landing on their hip. They're just falling on they're gently bringing themselves down. Like, bro, that ain't no foul. You shot the ball and then you laid down and a whistle was blown because of it. Nobody fouled you. But these are the type of things I was talking about earlier. This is the crap that they've inserted into our sport to manipulate the game so they can get these numbers they want, man. And I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna let the world, at least everybody who listens to me, know I see this very clearly and don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not entertained by it. I'm offended by it. That's what I'm telling you, man. So I don't know how many other games went that way. I haven't been watching the NBA very closely in terms of other teams like that. I'm following my team obviously extremely closely, but not watching the NBAs like that. I'm not. I'm really not, bro. And that's part of it. I started sensing in the playoffs last year where they were doing certain things. You're like, really? Yeah. I think the return to integrity will bring them the money they're looking for, because there's a desire for authenticity everywhere. We want to be real. We want to be authentic. We don't want to be patronized. We don't want to be lied to. All this different stuff. We just want to see science and math being displayed and athletes just doing their thing, man. In all these walks of life and all these different sports. We don't. The fan would rather be disappointed because the team just could not beat the other team's strategy, yo. If the score turns out to be 50-50, cool. That was the game. You know what I'm saying? If it was a boring game, cool. It means guys was playing defense and boxing out and going hard. Don't make it so that every score is 140 to 145 just because Steph Curry had that type of talent and you can't find it in nobody else. Okay, let's just be 100% real. You got to manipulate the game so these guys can have them type of numbers. He was bringing all types of revenue because he was kicking butt, shooting like that. Everybody can't shoot like that. Nobody can shoot like that. But y'all still want them numbers though, huh? Over it. Over it, man. We don't like it. The fan does not like this crap. I'd rather watch footage of old school dudes in the 70s compete than watch this synchronized swimming nonsense I'm watching out there on the hardwood this year. I kid you not. I watch old school basketball on the hardwood, man. Like they used to do it. I watch just to see the sport played well, man. Just to see people who actually gave a damn strategize properly. Because y'all want to shoot the three. And that's another thing. I don't want to nitpick. There's nothing wrong with the graphics. Everything's dope. But I just think it's real watered down that you let me know how many feet homie shot the three from. That's just so corny, ESPN. 27-foot three-point shooter. 27-foot three. That has no bearing on any statistical understanding whatsoever, bro. How far he shot is not an important thing to let us know at all. That's a Steph Curry vanity thing that y'all are overblowing as if it's something that we're actually supposed to care about. How far he shot the ball from is something we can judge by our own vision. We don't need to see exactly in big, huge fonts how far Luka Doncic shot the ball. Okay, please. That was a pet peeve of mine. Watching it this season, I'm like, what the hell are they doing? This three-point shot thing, the era has really ruined basketball, bro. Like, it's literally ruined basketball. Watching the Dallas Mavericks do nothing but shoot basketballs. Shoot the three all night long, and they actually won. Because we played so poorly, we let them get away with not running any efficient offense whatsoever through 2 quarters of basketball. I kid you not. Dallas didn't even run no offense. They were just shooting threes. Catch it, shoot, catch it, shoot, catch it, shoot, pass once, catch it, shoot. No screens run, no movement, nothing. Just shoot, shoot. And then I watched the Lakers put a zone on the floor. I'm like, oh, so we're gonna synchronize so that they can continue to shoot. We're gonna leave them open to shoot by putting the zone on the floor. I'm like, it's only frustrating if you don't see it as something that they're doing on purpose. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it as, okay, this is what they're trying to do. Both teams are in cahoots with one another to assure Dallas wins on Christmas Day. Then it makes sense. Then it's like, oh, okay, I know what I'm looking at. This is a con. I get it. BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.